And here is the view from the top, looking down into the courtyard. And here we will take a peek at the Bay of Matanzas from the top of the fort. Brilliant view. You can see all the way out into the ocean, which was one of the reasons why this fort was so effective. You can see out to the ocean. You know early when invaders are coming. That gives you an advantage. This fort was besieged twice by the British. And both times, the Spanish won. Because of the nature of this fort. And I will show you some of the pockmarks and such from bullets and cannon fire. Go take a look at this watchtower. This would have been the watchtower, the big one out facing the ocean. You would have been able to see for a lot longer inside this baby. Sadly, it doesn't have any way to get up, so I guess I won't be going in. But beautiful view. Let's take a look at some of the guns on the walls, particularly towards the front. Then we'll go inside one of the smaller watchtowers. Why? Why not? So, walking along the edge here. Here's one of those cannons. It's a big old cannon. Probably Ansie's ship. Let's look at this. Pirate attacks. Yeah, the city was very vulnerable prior to the building of this fort. Big old cannon right there. Massive. You can probably pause that and read it. I don't feel like reading it. Awesome. More cannons, and these are actual cannons. And I believe someone said some of these were hauled up from the bottom of the harbor. You can tell that one's been rusted. You can see it. And here are some of the actual awesome looking cannons they would have used. Look at that baby. Not messing around with them. All you Empire fans ought to love this stuff. It's awesome. And coats of arms and such on it. These are the actual cannons. This is actually from this. This is actually a Mexican cannon, it looks like. Mexican War 16-pounder. They are not fooling around. There's the first Spanish flag. It's the Cross of Burgundy. Very nice. Here we have the cannons along the top of the wall. Yeah, and that's pretty much all we have to say here, except that I will go inside one of the watchtowers for you guys. So, just a minute, I'll be in the watchtowers. First, we'll take a look at these huge cannons. Massive. A lot bigger than that little 16-pounder we saw. And in a minute, I'll be at the watchtower, and we will take a quick view of the watchtower. From the watchtower. We'll take a peek around it. Ooh, it looks like we got a mortar here. No joking with that either. That is pretty mortar right there. I bet that's a mortar. Yep, it says it's a 16-pound mortar. Maximum range, 2,100 yards, 1.2 miles. although probably not accurate. Oh, it looks like we can't go inside this one. Pity. Guess we'll have to go to the next one. But I promise you we will go inside one of these. Guess we'll go to the other one. It's close to the stairs. We're going to take a quick circumnavigation around the fort. And we'll have to leave it at that for our historic tour here. But awesomeness, guys, pure awesomeness. And I know this is going to be a real long series. Can't really help it, but I'll try and make it a little bit fun. Exciting, put some photos in there, actual photos. So you don't just have to listen to me draw on about this. Just, I don't know. Banter. There's the view of the city from the fort. It's odd to be in a pre-Civil War fort and have a whole bunch of speedboats going by and city, but again, I'm on vacation. We took you probably already seen it, we took a scenic cruise, and we actually got to see some of the city on cruise. Very awesome. But here, it's a sentry box. And it allowed the sentry to watch outside the fort to the front sides and sheltered him from the weather and enemy fire. These turrets were red against the white walls of the fort. You can help save the remaining red plaster by not touching it. So, we're not going to touch the red plaster. Someone else is in the box. We're going to have to wait for a minute. Oop. Looks like they're dropping some nets, crab nets or something in the water down there. We are going to go inside this sentry box. So a sentry would have stood in this, oh, that feels nice. The breeze is coming in through this hole right here. Oh, that is awesome. So that's the view from the front of the box. Very lovely view. This is the view from the left side of the sentry box. You know, I'll do a up and down on the first one too, sorry guys. This is the front. And this is the right side. Very, very nice. And there's where we bought our tickets, that little place right there. Oh my goodness. So, yeah, that was the top of the fort, and hopefully talk to you in a minute when we can do the walls, the outside. Hey guys, just doing a quick circumnavigation of the fort here. You can see, looks pretty tall from here, even though from far away it actually looks pretty small. Yeah, you can see some of the holes, cannon holes, such. Cannonballs have gone in. Fit my whole hand in there. You can see some of the marks that they just couldn't fill in or whatever. And that's probably like an electricity generator or something. And here we have our shot manufacturer. It's a shot furnace. It was used by the United States. They would heat cannonballs up and shoot them at the enemy ships. So yeah, it catches the wooden ships on fire. Pretty cool. Pretty foreboding walls. And here we have our execution wall. This is where people would be executed as traitors and such. And you can see all the bullet holes in the wall. Musket balls and such have gone in here. 2 fingers, and I can fit 2 fingers in most of these holes. So they were using some pretty powerful shot to penetrate that deep into the walls. This place must have been a particularly popular spot. But, yeah. And these are just the bullets that missed. Like, some ended way up there for some reason. So just very incredible fort. Here we reached the highest point of our fort here. I think it's 75 feet, but you can't quote me on that. I'm not very good at the old dates. And there's that tower I tried to go in and could not go to the top of because there's no stairs. And continuing on, more of the fort. And here we have the wall, the part of the wall built by the Confederates. You can tell because it's a very sloppy job. A lot of the stones are crooked and such. So it was not a very good job. You can see how uneven the top was. But I guess it worked. The Confederates owned the fort for a very short time. And this is the largest tower because it faces out to the sea. You can see several miles out into the ocean. It's like your early warning systems of today, I suppose, and a flock of birds. Just taking a stroll along the edge of this fort. It's just great view and stuff. It's awesome. Looks almost medieval until you actually look at the shape and realize it's actually a big star shape. But it really does look like a medieval castle. So we're approaching the front of the fort that you can see from the road. Bird on top of the tower there. And you can see the remnants of the white plaster. And if you look close on the tower, you can see the remnants of the red clay paint that they used. But that is actually the original white plaster used by the Spanish. Very interesting. Also very cool. And here are some of the slit windows. And I've heard that some prisoners actually escaped out of those windows, except one who got stuck. And you can see why they would probably get stuck, because those windows are less than a foot wide. But they were starved, so I guess that makes a difference. $19 to 20 men escaped out of that. Hard to imagine being stuck in there in the first place. They actually have wire screens over the windows. Here we're approaching the front of the fort again. Can you imagine trying to assault this thing? You'd have to go down 2 walls, or 2 dry moat walls, perfect pickings for them, then somehow scale this entire fortress. And somehow take it over. Very hard, if not impossible. Very impressive bit of masonry here. Very impressive. Here we've reached the front again. Here's that defensive piece in the front that gives it its characteristic look. Very beautiful masonry. And there are the stairs. Not allowed to go up them, obviously. They're very worn with age. Spanish cross of burgundy flying over the fort. Though it's hanging kind of still right now, it's overcast. Here's the tower we were looking at the beginning. So now we're going to go, and no, actually, I'm going to go to the gift shop, and I guess this is the end of the video. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll do something else fun. See you guys soon.